Welcome to Zodiac Signs TV. If you're ready to discover the Zodiac women who captivate hearts and leave a trail of desire, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. These women are unforgettable. Gemini. The intellectual enchantress, you are a conversation that never ends, a book whose pages multiply as you turn them. Your seduction is not in a lingering touch or a smoldering glance, though you possess those weapons too. It is in the dizzying labyrinth of your mind, the quicksilver of your words that dances just out of reach. You are the ultimate paradox, and that is your most potent allure. They are drawn to the light in your eyes, the one that sparks with a new idea, a wild story, a whispered secret. You offer not just your presence, but the intoxicating promise of infinite versions of it. You are the girl who suggests a spontaneous road trip at midnight, who argues philosophy at 3 a.m., who can talk to anyone about anything. Your wit is a sharp, polished blade, and you wield it with a playful grace that leaves them both challenged and enchanted. You make them feel brilliant, because to keep up with you is a victory in itself, but this gift is your darkest shadow. Your mind is a cage of restless birds, all beating their wings at once, desperate for a new sky. The moment a conversation becomes routine, a touch becomes familiar, a person becomes predictable, a part of you begins to shut down. It's not a conscious cruelty. It is a primal need for intellectual oxygen. You are not running from them. You are running from the suffocating stillness that comes when the mystery evaporates. You can love them deeply in one moment, with a sincerity that is overwhelming and true. And in the next, you can feel a cold, detached curiosity as you observe them, as if they are a specimen under glass. This is the chilling flip side of your duality, the ability to emotionally exit a room while your body remains perfectly in place. You can break a heart, not with malice, but with a simple, unanswerable question. What did you expect? I told you I was two people. Your darkness is a profound, existential boredom that echoes in your soul. It is the fear that you will never truly be known, because even you cannot pinpoint who you are long enough to introduce her. You collect experiences and people like fascinating trinkets, each one a new piece of information to absorb, a new character to play. You are the ultimate performer, but backstage is a lonely, chaotic mess of half-finished selves. You seduce with the thrill of the chase, but the tragedy is that you are always running, and the one you are most desperately trying to catch is a reflection you can never hold. Leo, the radiant sovereign. You don't simply enter a room. You hold court there. The air shifts, temperatures rise, and all eyes are pulled by a force as undeniable as gravity. Your seduction is solar, radiant, warm, and life-giving. To be chosen by you is to be bathed in that glorious light. You are a walking celebration, a burst of confidence and drama, wrapped in a radiant smile. You offer a love that is lavish, loyal, and fiercely proud. You seduce with your sheer authenticity, with the unshakable belief that you are a prize to be won. This isn't arrogance. It is a fact you operate from, and that conviction is hypnotic. You make someone feel like the most important person in the world, because when your attention lands on them, it is full beam, focused, and generous. You see their potential, their own inner star, and you reflect it back at them magnified 1,000 times. You are the champion of their dreams, their biggest fan, and to be loved by you is to feel legendary. But the sun casts the darkest shadows. Your need for that admiration, that constant validation, is a bottomless well. You don't just want their love. You need their applause. You need to be the undisputed main character in every story, especially your love story. The moment you feel the spotlight waver, when their gaze lingers a little too long on someone else, a cold dread sets in. This is where the regal lioness reveals her claws. Your darkness is a raging, insecure ego disguised as strength. A perceived slight can turn your warm sun into a destructive inferno. You can become a drama queen, orchestrating scenes and tests to force the reassurance you desperately crave. Your generosity can turn transactional. I gave you all this light, and you dare not worship me correctly? You demand loyalty, but can sometimes fail to see the individual needs of the very subjects you claim to adore. You love the idea of them loving you, sometimes more than you love the complicated reality of who they are. The true tragedy of your seduction is that you are often alone on your stage. The performance must always go on. But who do you become when the curtains close and the audience has gone home? You fear being ordinary more than you fear being unloved. You would rather be the villain in a grand tragedy than a forgotten extra in a simple, happy life. You seduce with the promise of a glorious adventure, but the cost of admission is eternal applause and the surrender of any throne that might challenge. Your own true Scorpio. The deep mystique. Your seduction is not a choice. It is a biological function. You don't charm, you hypnotize. It is in the stillness you hold, the unwavering gaze that feels like an X-ray, seeing every secret, every shame, every hidden desire they've buried deep. You are the walking embodiment of the forbidden. The key to a door they didn't even know was locked within themselves. You offer a transformative love, a fusion of souls, a promise to burn away all that is false and leave only brutal, beautiful truth. You are magnetic because you are utterly unafraid of the dark. In fact, you reside there. You are drawn to the broken pieces in people, not to fix them, but to acknowledge them, to hold them, to show them that even the most shattered parts are worthy of worship. Your power is in your silence, in your ability to make a crowded room feel intimate with just a look. You don't give yourself away easily. Every crumb of information, every touch, is a calculated reveal, making them hunger for more. You make intensity feel like home, but this depth is the abyss. Your darkness is a corrosive obsession with control, born from a primal fear of being vulnerable and betrayed. You test, you probe, you manipulate, not always with malice, but with a desperate need to know if their love can survive the nuclear winter of your worst self. You would rather orchestrate a painful truth than be blindsided by a lie. You invite intimacy and then sabotage it to see if it will return. It is a self-fulfilling prophecy of pain. Your passion, when turned, becomes a venomous jealousy and a thirst for psychological revenge that is truly terrifying. You don't just want to win, you need to eviscerate. You will remember every slight, every wound, and you will store them like weapons in an arsenal, waiting for the perfect moment to return the pain 100-fold. You can love with a ferocity that borders on possession, and hate with a cold, enduring fire that never truly extinguishes. You are the sign of death and rebirth, and you will not hesitate to burn a relationship to the ground to prove a point, hoping something new might rise from the ashes. Your ultimate seduction is also your ultimate prison. You believe that unless a love is obsessive, painful, and all-consuming, it is not real. You mistake toxicity for passion and peace for boredom. You are terrified that a love that is easy could never be deep. So you dive into the trenches of the human psyche, dragging your partner with you, believing that only by surviving the war together can you truly trust the peace. You offer a love. That feels like fate, but it is a fate many are too weak to handle, leaving you alone in the emotional ruins you felt compelled to create. 2. Libra, the graceful charmer. Your seduction is an art form, a delicate and precise science of aesthetics and harmony. You are a living masterpiece, crafted to please the eye, soothe the ear, and calm the spirit. You move through the world with a preternatural grace, an elegance that seems effortless, but is, in fact, your life's work. You are the charming host, the witty conversationalist, the peaceful mediator. You make everything and everyone around you seem more beautiful, more balanced, just better. Your presence is a balm. You draw people in because you reflect their best self back at them. You are the ultimate mirror, polished to perfection. You listen with an enchanting intensity. You laugh at their jokes. You make them feel fascinating and understood. You offer the promise of a conflict-free paradise, a relationship of mutual admiration, intellectual companionship, and exquisite taste. You are the embodiment of the couple everyone envies. You seduce with the vision of a perfect, beautiful life, and you place them squarely at the center of the canvas. But the obsession with the surface is a void underneath. Your darkness is a deep, festering indecision and a terror of ugliness, confrontation, and anything that disrupts the perfect picture. You will avoid a necessary argument at all costs, letting resentment simmer beneath a serene smile, because a fight is messy and ugly and would ruin the aesthetic. You are so adept at playing a role, the perfect partner, the charming socialite, that you can lose all sense of who you are outside of a relationship. Your identity becomes a curated collection of traits designed to please your partner. This need for partnership can curdle into a profound codependency. You would rather be in a beautiful, hollow relationship than be alone and authentic. You are the master of the passive-aggressive comment, the subtle manipulation to steer things back to your preferred state of calm, all while maintaining an innocent facade. Your desire for balance becomes a desperate people-pleasing, where you contort yourself into whatever shape you think will keep the peace and win approval. You fear making the wrong choice so deeply that you often outsource your decisions, making your partner responsible for your happiness and your identity. The tragic core of your seduction is that in your quest to create harmony with everyone else, you become completely dissonant with yourself. You are so busy reflecting the light of others that your own inner light remains unknown, even to you. You offer a love that is a beautiful, silent, and impeccably decorated gallery, but the walls are empty, waiting for someone else's art to fill them. You promise peace, but the war within you, between your true desires and your need for approval, rages silently forever. Look, Pisces, the ethereal dreamweaver, and now. Number 1. The most seductive, unpredictable woman of the zodiac. Your seduction is not a strategy. It is your very essence. You are a walking daydream, a living poem. You don't have to try, you simply are. You move through the world not like a person, but like a mood, an atmosphere that clings to the skin long after you've gone. Your energy is empathetic, gentle, and overwhelmingly compassionate. You feel like a home they've been searching for, their entire life, a sanctuary from the harsh edges of the world. You captivate because you see the soul, not the shell. You look at a person and you don't see their job, their flaws, their past. You see their deepest yearning, their hidden pain, their most beautiful potential. You accept them utterly and completely, without judgment. In your presence, they feel finally, truly seen. Not for who they are, but for who they wish they could be. You are the ultimate fantasy, because you believe in it so completely yourself. You offer a spiritual union, a feeling that you two are ancient souls who have finally found each other again in this lifetime. But this profound depth is an ocean with no floor, and you are forever in danger of drowning. Your darkness is a deliberate, total escape from reality. When the world becomes too harsh, too demanding, too real, you don't confront it. You dissolve. You retreat into a private world of fantasy, addiction, or victimhood. Boundaries are impossible for you to maintain. You absorb the emotions, pain, and energy of everyone around you until you are a chaotic soup of feelings that aren't even your own. Your compassion can become a weapon of manipulation, not always conscious, but devastatingly effective. You play the martyr, the helpless victim, the one who has given so much and received so little, to guilt others into taking care of you and supporting your escape from responsibility. You tell lies not to deceive, but because the line between your rich inner world and the real one has blurred beyond recognition, the truth becomes whatever feels right in the moment, whatever will preserve the feeling of peace and avoid conflict. The ultimate tragedy of your seduction is that you are a perfect mirror, but you have no core. You morph into whatever your partner needs you to be, the saint, the sinner, the savior, the child, so completely that you eventually lose yourself entirely in their identity. You offer a love that feels like salvation, but it is a salvation that consumes you both. You seek to merge so totally that you can escape the terrifying loneliness of being an individual self. You are the most seductive because you offer the illusion of complete selfless love. But it is a love that often drowns the giver and the receiver in its endless, bottomless, beautiful depths. There you have it. The top 5 most seductive, unpredictable women by zodiac sign. Do you see yourself here? Do you see someone you know? That magnetic, can't-look-away energy, it's a power. And like all power, it comes with a shadow. Did we get it right? Let us know in the comments. Argue with us. Tell us your story. Smash that like button if you felt seen for your light and your dark. And subscribe to Zodiac Signs TV for more content that doesn't just scratch the surface. It dives into the deep end.